This Quickstart video will get you digitizing your forms in the form engine in just a few minutes. After you've installed the form engine from the store or update set, go into your instances navigation bar and find the form engine configuration and open it. In your installation, you should have already configured this, which is also shown in the user's guide. But come back here whenever you need to add a new table to the list of tables that the form engine can use. You just find the table and add it. I've already added the Employee Asset Assignments custom table to the list that we'll use in this video. To access the form engine after you've registered, log in with your short instance name and ServiceNow credentials if prompted, like this. The first of two main screens is your home screen here. This is your list or library of forms you or other authorized builders have already digitized to tables in your instance. You can manage and edit all your digitized forms from here. We're going to start by showing you how to digitize an employee asset request form. If, for instance, you want to keep any number of asset assignments and tracking in your ServiceNow. You digitize a new form by clicking here and uploading your master file in one of the supported formats shown. Note that Excel and Google Sheets can be used if you convert them to PDF first. This takes you to the second main screen, the Builder screen. Next, choose your target table for this form. You can select multiple tables if you want the form to work with multiple records in multiple tables, but that's more advanced. Then start dragging and dropping your fields. Make sure you include any mandatory fields or your users won't be able to use it, so it won't let you save the form without them. You can move them wherever you want and size them correctly for your form space. We'll only do a few fields here to show the functionality. Adding a signature is dragging and dropping an image field and clicking Is Signature in the pop-up. Adjust the name and description if you want. Save it and it'll work. It's now a digitized form in your form library. Note, whenever you need to update a form document, just click the Change Template and pick a new background document so you don't have to start over if you have a document update for your form. And all of your fields will stay in place. Note, this is an update feature, so your new template needs to be the same number of pages, otherwise you'll just want to digitize a new form. To test a form while you're building it, save it and click the gray box here and submit a form, and it'll open the form for live input in the next tab. You can use these tabs together to finish a form quicker and get it right. So for instance, if I have a date sign field misaligned, when I move it and save the form, the live rendered version updates automatically. These permalinks are live persistent links wherever you put them, controlled by the template in the builder screen here. Here is where you can get and use the URL permalink for this form anytime for submitting a new form. You can embed or share anywhere your users will need access to the form, and when they click the link to it, the online form renders for them like this. Now, as a user, I'll fill out the form. The fields keep the validation and choices of their source ServiceNow fields because they are your live ServiceNow fields. They're not generic fields that have to be tagged, linked, or separately mapped like with other products. This is because the form engine is uniquely integrated with your ServiceNow. If I e-sign and submit this form, it generates the signed PDF agreement and creates a ServiceNow record with the data and PDF attached. I also get a generated PDF of my completed request if I want a copy. In ServiceNow, we go to the Employee Asset Assignments target table and see that the record we just created with fields populated is here. And the PDF of the signed form has been stored in the record, just like the PDF the form completer got. That's how the Create a Record URL permalink works, and you can use it anywhere inside or outside of your ServiceNow, embedding it as links in web pages, emails, or documents in content items in your service catalog, or replacing native web forms and tables with interceptors. We'll show those configurations at the end of this video. Note that you can control all these permalinks and digitized assets centrally in your library, and updates to any form, document, or other asset propagate in real time wherever the permalinks are used. They are also dynamically tied to your ServiceNow schema, so changes in things like field names, types, or choice options will propagate automatically to your forms. So form engine forms are more durable than those using field tags and separate mapping. Now, here's how you use the edit record and PDF output of records functionality, which is very powerful. From the home screen, for the forms you want your users to be able to edit and output their ServiceNow records in, just click the export button for a form, and it'll create a UI action button for the form engine in the target table that contains all the functions for that form. This new button makes the form work on your records in the table. If there are multiple forms exported to the table, they will auto-populate and work in this list. After you select the form you want, choose whether to edit or print the current record. When you edit and update the record, it updates the data and creates and attaches a new updated PDF in Managed Documents. Print works much the same way. It just creates a view-only output of records to autofill your PDF with any records in the table. The copy button lets you copy the URL for the action and the record you choose, if you want to easily send that version of your form to another user to complete. You can even create new records in the table or copy the submit record permalink and send it anywhere. Note, your ServiceNow permissions control when authentication is required for your users to use these actions. The form engine uses your ServiceNow authorization and security because it's an extension of ServiceNow, not a standalone app. It doesn't need to keep any of your data or PDFs. Those exist only on your user screens and in your ServiceNow, just like your native ServiceNow use. Now, for each form, the form engine also generates a QR code, which you can see here. This QR code you can copy or download, and when scanned, it'll render your Create Record version of the form from any configured mobile device. Any iPhone or iPad will already have this functionality built into their native camera, giving your users mobile access to your forms wherever they need it. The QR code is also a permalink, meaning you can update a digitized form in your library and the QR code will always render the most current version, wherever the QR code is scanned. You can find more on the use of QR codes in the user's guide. And here's how to do a custom background image to create custom forms from anywhere. Just choose or screen grab any background as a JPEG or PNG file. Import it. Pick your target table and start dragging your fields on just like before. Save when you're finished, and it works. You now have a beautiful custom form for your users instead of a plain web form. You can use these for adding, editing, or output of records in mobile-friendly forms and access these via QR code, just like any other forms you create with a form engine. And here, for instance, is how to use the CSS code and control the formatting of your fields. Lastly, here's how to make that employee's asset request form a content item that can be used by employees in the service portal. Create the content item like the one here. And in the form engine, we're going to click the Submit a Form button to get the URL we want and paste it in the URL for the content item and update it. Now, the employee asset request content item is searchable and usable from within the service catalog. It's that easy. Now let's replace the plain native employee asset web form with the real employee asset request form that we have. Go into the interceptors and create a new one configured like this. Notice the table name in the interceptors field with the .do appended. You'll just use your target table name each time. Create an answer that resolves to a URL and paste the same submit a form URL from our clipboard that we just used in the target URL field. Just like with the content item. Update, and it works. We just replaced a plain web form with our real employee's asset form in seconds. To get started, try digitizing a basic form first. There are advanced features that you can find in the product, user's guide, and our advanced support videos. The form engine is growing rapidly. We appreciate any feedback and hope you'll use it to improve your service delivery in many areas. Contact us if we can help, and thank you.